Thank you. It's so great to be here, and I'm a little bit starstruck. So help me along. Okay, I can do it. The Lyse Group, it's an energy company and telecommunications company originally from Rogaland. And it's pretty equal size in the energy utility side and the telecommunications side today. And most of our innovation is happening in the intersection of those two areas. Being a telecommunications company coming from the energy side is a pretty surprising thing. Actually, when they made the business plan 15 years ago, the ambitious goal was 28,000 customers to this year, and now it's closing up to 500,000 customers. So it's a really inspiring innovation story from Lyse. So we didn't know where nobody knew that Lyse was going to be where it is today, and we really don't know where we're going further, but we know that there are some really exciting things happening around us concerning all of our business areas. And we are working with the green energy on the hydropower side, really the main background of Lyse. We're also in the homes of homes of everyone, with telecommunications, with smart meters, everything in the homes. And also we're really concerned about helping the cities be more smarter with our infrastructure. For example, smart light posts. It's really exciting to think about the potential in something as simple as light posts if you just put the right technology to it. So that's a future area. Other big things that are coming for us is, of course, solar. I didn't have the heart to translate this quote, but it says something like, but it says something like it's just fair that we should get our power from the powers above. And this is a church in Rogaland that has solar panels instead of roofing. And actually last week when it was sunny, it wouldn't be today, but they actually earned money on this for the first time. So that's exciting, and it's coming in more and more. And solar, it's like in Norway we have green energy, but solar is really a big thing anyway. And last year when we started piloting this, we needed 10 volunteers to help us start piloting. And we had just a simple request in Facebook, and we had just in a couple of days 2,000 people wanting to put solar on their roof. So it's really such an interest, even though we have already hydropower. So the new normal. Another example that is important for us is the smart grid. It's the distribution of electricity. We can put sensors and provide connectivity to our grid, and then we can optimize it and actually don't have to spend that much investments to support the urbanization. Also, it's necessary to support the solars that are providing electricity, and stuff like that. It's a really important area. And then my area is broadband. We really consider broadband to be one of the green areas. It's really necessary for the community to have the broadband infrastructure as a foundation. And Norway is really high up in a global comparison, and it's all done hardly without government funding. But now it's really important that we make sure that everybody gets the same connectivity. We can't have a digital divide. We need all the students to be able to do their homework from home. We need all schools to be digital. And then it's really an important area for politicians to work together with the commercial operators to make sure this happens for everyone. So, innovation, three easy things to do. Use the technology in creative ways, do what people want, and hard work. Easy peasy. Yes? Anyone can do it, but not always. And in home automation, Lyse was really early and wanted to hit provide help for people in their homes with heating, lighting. It's a green growth strategy. We were really early, so it was a bit before the market, a bit before the technology, and then it's difficult. So what do? You learn. You don't lose faith because it's still right, and you get back to work. So still home automation, still important area. Now also working with vehicle charging in the homes, very important. And get back to work. Since we're in Oslo, it's nice to talk a little bit about Stavanger, where we come from. I like to call it the all-in region, and just a little bit of history. You have the herring and sailing ships a long time ago, which was the peak, and then the herring went further north, and the sailing ships were, you got motor ships, so you had a recession in this region, and then they used their skills, and it started with the sod and cannery industry, which actually employed 65% of the people working in Stavanger region. Pretty impressive. The oil business was 40%. And the IDIS, it's actually a global industry coming from this. And then the sardines swam away, and also the refrigerators came. So you didn't really need the cannery anymore, so you got into a recession. And then, okay, what do we do next? And then you use the same skills and into the oil and gas industry, which is a really strong fundament for the society we live in today. But now, what is next? Nobody really knows, but it's definitely about green growth. That's really, nothing more to say about it. And then, so it's fantastic to have been living in Stavanger in this period, because there's so many smart people, so many good ideas coming from a black industry, using that skills into green industries. So, and from that, this is also a Norwegian expression, but it's really important that we don't, this is about don't do things you don't know how to do, is this expression. Skomakers, they nest. And that's just not true because of everything that's happening around us. It's just not true. We have to stop teaching it in business schools. We have to stop believing in it as, something about the text, but this, this was universities. We have to stop believing in it. The corporations, the startups, the municipalities, everything. We have to think big, we have to think new, and we have to cooperate. And a great example of that is Stavanger opening their data sets, many of them for creating, allowing startups to have ideas on how to avoid emissions. Startups corporations, really big. And another more bigger example of cooperation between the commercial size and the government is this is Horizon 2020 Triangulum project, which is one of the biggest Horizon projects we have in Norway, and it's the biggest one in smart cities. And where we cooperate between Stavanger, Manchester, and Eindhoven, which are testing out smart city solutions. And then the whole idea of this is to analyze the data and then replicate it into the small cities that are also depicted there. Really big and very interesting research project. And finally, another example of cooperating between government and private sector is the start of a new conference, Smart City Conference, that in 2 years managed to be the biggest smart city conference in the Nordics. So this is for the 3rd time in September, and I just love the title of it. It's Smart Happiness, because really when it comes down to it, what it's all really about it has to be that, really. So, all are welcome to the Nordic Edge Expo.